Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 22nd of February 2022. Today's Millwall news, we're going to start off with this, and it's Mill boss Gary Rowett giving a quote about the Blackburn game from the weekend. Hopefully this will be the last word about it. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website, and they say Millwall manager Gary Rowett has spoken in more detail about Saturday's postponed game at Blackburn Rovers and reckons it is unfair to put the blame on referee Jeff Eltringham for the postponement. The Lions were left unhappy at the fact that the under-soil heating system had not been turned on in anticipation of the adverse weather conditions. The Millwall staff also tried to speed up the process of clearing the playing surface of snow. Blackburn are missing Ben Brereton Diaz, who scored 22 goals this season due to ankle ligament damage. The Chile international was at Ewood Park in a protective boot at the weekend. Rowett told the South London Press, "I think it was an easy one, that everyone put pressure on the referee, but it was a difficult decision for him to make. There were certain factors on that day that when you got to the ground you could tell it was going to be difficult to get the game on. I just think it's very easy to put everything on the referee, but I don't think the undersoil heating was on. Could the pitch have been cleared a little quicker? There were loads of factors which I don't think are really relevant to me, but I felt it was an easy one to pin all the blame on the ref. The clear thing was that we wanted to play. The team had travelled up 5.5 hours in difficult conditions the day before. Oh, so they stayed in the hotel overnight as well. And I'm pretty sure some of our fans had the same experience on their way to the game. At that point, you want to play the game. We made that quite clear, but you have to crack on with it, even if we feel a bit frustrated. It meant a weekend without a game for the players, and some of them could possibly benefit from that with the injuries we've got. That wasn't what we wanted. When you turn up and see Brereton in a protective boot in the tunnel, then you appreciate it's not ideal for Blackburn to be without their top scorer. They got plenty of other good players. It's going to be a difficult scenario when the game is rearranged. We'll see what happens then. When you rock up and see he's clearly out for a little while, there's a fair chance of what is coming." So Gary Rowett kind of going around, beating around the bush, but saying, like, don't blame the referee, blame Blackburn Rovers. That they did a bit of funny business at the weekend, and you should be pointing more fingers at them rather than the referee. Possibly. Yeah, sure, why not? So moving on now, we had a game today. The under-23s played away to Bristol City, and they lost heavily. They lost 4-0, and this is from millwallfc.co.uk. A young Lions suffer heavy loss. Mill's under-23s were defeated 4-0 by Bristol City in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Looking to add to success on the road at Swansea City last time out, a side containing names such as Ockley, Davis, O'Brien, Abdul Malik suffered an off day at the Robins High Performance Centre as 2 goals in each half condemned Kevin Nugent's side to defeat. Next up for Millwall under-23s is a trip to Queen's Park Rangers on Tuesday the 1st of March, and the team was Gilmore, Walker, Adam Malaki, Allen, Ockley, Tobolodge, O'Brien, Babajide, Leahy, Abdul Malik, Davis, and the subs were Coleman, Hammond, S.A., Xavier, and Daly. Quite a few names in there, not familiar names there, and we are getting to that time of the year, round about March time, when arguably one of the toughest things in football that has to be done is you have to tell the second year scholars, like, that's it for you, I'm afraid. We're not going to give you a professional contract. And probably some of these lads are in that situation, and you start to see the first year scholars and that, and the ones from the under-16s and whatever move up into the older group, and the ones that are there have to move on. You move up or you move on, and we're getting to that point of the year. So there you go. And yeah, next up for them is a trip to Queens Park Rangers on Tuesday the 1st of March. Now that is the Recast Derby. Millwall FC have started to use Recast App, and QPR are already on it. They're using it as well. So this game, if you haven't signed up for Recast, maybe this might be a good opportunity for you to do so. The game is next week, Tuesday the 1st of March, and it's going to cost you $2.50. So if you sign up now and start watching some adverts, you should have enough points to watch the game live for the 250 buckaroonies it's going to cost. Does it say that? It is 250, but it's not showing it. But yeah, it did say 250 earlier. Not only that, but that game, when it loads, if it loads, here we go. And that game is being played at Wealdstone FC. So if you've never been to Wealdstone FC to watch a Millwall FC game, this will be your opportunity to watch the under-23s playing at Wealdstone FC in person. Another ground to tick off. Does it count? It's not the first team, but it does count, doesn't it, if to go and watch a Millwall game. So possibly to watch a Millwall game at a ground you probably haven't watched a Millwall game at before. Now this is 1st of March, next Tuesday, 1 PM kickoff at Wealdstone FC, which if you don't know is in Ruislip, which is on the Metropolitan line and the Piccadilly line, and it's just a short walk from Ruislip station. So there you go. Moving on now to this from, look at that picture. Who chose that picture? This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, and we're looking ahead to tomorrow's game, first team game, Derby away. So Mill boss impressed by Derby's fight. We're looking to dish out a survival setback tomorrow. Mill manager Gary Rowett is looking to dent Derby's championship survival prospects tomorrow night, but that doesn't stop him being impressed at the way the club have battled to overcome their current plight. The Rams are in administration and have been deducted 21 points, but Wayne Rooney's side are 22nd and only 5 points behind Peterborough United. Without the penalty imposed on the Rams, they will be level on points with Millwall, who head to Pride Park on Wednesday. Indeed. Rowett told the South London Press, "We'll look at what Derby do and what we do. Blackburn is a very different game to Derby. Derby played in a different way. Blackburn are very much a back five, and Derby tend to play with a back four. We haven't got too many other options available in the squad anyway. We'll be limited in terms of how many changes we can make, if we do make any. They've done a fantastic job to keep themselves in with a chance of getting out of where they are. It has not been the players' fault, the fault of the staff, or the fault of the fans. They are making a really good fist and a fight of getting out of it. I've watched from afar, but I've been really impressed with the work they've done. I've been really impressed with the way the manager has handled the situation. I'm not surprised the fans have got behind their team. It is the only club in the city. They are a passionate fan base. That's who you feel sorry for. They are all pulling together. Of course, we're going to go to try and make things difficult for them to try and win the game. Everyone would say how good a job they have done so far, and how impressed I certainly am with what they've done this season so far." Indeed. Yeah, Wayne Rooney's not doing too badly, is he? Wayne Rooney's doing a pretty decent job there at Derby. So that game tomorrow, if you don't know, this is from millfc.co.uk. The game is live on iFollow. If you signed up to an iFollow account, the basic one, the free one, you can pay £10 and watch the game live on iFollow through the Millwall FC website. So that is available to you. If you have Sky, or you paid for Sky, it is also on Sky Sports. It is on the Sky Sports red button. So it's on the red button tomorrow, 7:45 kickoff. So let's jump into the history. This is from 11v11.com, and it's the historical record of matches played between Deby County and Millwall, and I've sorted it to Derby versus Millwall games at the top, and you can see it goes one way, goes another, not really any pattern until you get right down to where we are now. Where are we now? So we're here on this game. That was the last game, 13th of March 2021. The last 3 games we've gone there and won 1-0, which is weird to have 3 results in a row or be the same. And then if you go back 3 more games, that was a 1-0 win away as well. And then you can see them 5 games before that game we hadn't won. They was just come down from the Premier League, I believe. They were still Billy Big Potatoes, and then obviously recently they've had financial trouble, although they did beat us just before Christmas in 2017, lost 3-0. But it seems to have swung away from them and towards us in terms of getting results up there recently. So there you go. In terms of the biggest win we've had up there is a 3-0 win in also Christmas 2004. That was the biggest win we've had up there. The biggest defeat would be probably the one in 1966. This one here, October, losing 5-1 in League Division 2, or losing 5-0 in 1910 in the FA Cup. So it was in the olden days a fixture we most likely would have lost, but that's swung towards us now. It's a game that we can go there and win and be pretty comfortable that we can win this game. So let's have a look and see how we're doing right now. So here you can see the last 6 games of Derby versus Millwall, and 4 of them have been 1-0 wins to Millwall. One of them has been a win for Derby, and one of them has been a 0-0 draw. So all 4 games that we've won there in the last 6 have been 1-0 wins. So we need to keep it. Looks like we need to keep a clean sheet. Not only that, but we've kept a clean sheet up there in our 5 last visits, even when you add the 0-0 draw. Not many goals though. Not many goals. 6 games, 4 goals for us. For them, 3 goals. 3 goals against us in the last 6 games for Deby County. That is insane. Let's have a look at match facts. Millwall have kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 away matches against Derby in all competitions. Derby have seen under 2.5 goals in 6 of the last 7 matches against Millwall in all competitions. Millwall have won their last 3 away matches against Derby in all competitions. Indeed. So let's scroll down past the video. There you can see. So if you look at the table, it says 22nd. Well, that's because they got a points deduction. You look at the actual results, it's neck and neck. Basically, we've won 11, they've won 10. We've drawn 10, they've drawn 12. So they've drawn more than us, and we were the draw specialists. So what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? What do you think my prediction is going to be? So we both lost 10 each. Goals for 33 and 33. Goals against 33 for us, 35 for them. So there you go. Without that 20 point deduction or whatever it was, was it 20 points? They would be 41 points. So there you go. And what's the form table like? So pretty much near identical form. The only thing is, in the last 6 games, we've won 3, they've won 2, and we've lost 2, they've lost 3. So switch out one win for 1 loss, and we would have identical records there. But they've conceded 11 goals in the last 6 games. So that's not good for them, is it? Might be good for us. but they have scored 8, but we're 6 and 5. So again, we don't score many and we don't concede many. So let's have a look at Derby's home form and Millwall's away form. So we failed to score in our last 2 away games at Blackpool and Fulham. We scored 2 in the Bristol City game before that, and we've only kept 1 clean sheet. That was against Coventry. So when you look at Derby, they've kept 4 clean sheets in the last 6 home games against Peterborough, Sheffield United, West Brom, and Blackpool. Okay, so they can keep a clean sheet, but they've also scored a fair few. They scored 3 against Hull, 2 against Birmingham, and 2 against Sheffield United. They've scored in each of their last 6 home games, so they know how to score. And here's the strengths and weaknesses. Not a lot going on there. It's usually a lot bigger list there. So match forecast: Millwall will dominate in the air. Millwall will control the game in the opposition's half. Well, that would be good. That would be good. So let's move on now to this. This is also from WhoScored.com. So the team news, the injuries. This I don't know why I keep using this website, but it is what it is. But look what they've got here. Ben Thatcher. When the fuck did Ben Thatcher last play for us? Like 30 years ago. What the fuck is this? What? But one thing I wanted to show you was Tom Lawrence is out with a red card. So that's going to be a big miss for them because his rating is 6.9. He's pretty one of their better players. You can see on the right hand side he's their 3rd top player. And not surprisingly, our top 3 players are defenders: Hutchinson, Cooper, and Wallace. So, and not only that, he's their top scorer. He scored 9 goals. What do you think that means? What do you think that means in terms of their top scorers missing? Good for us. So we've read the match facts. Now let's get to the prediction. Derby kept their survival hopes alive on Saturday as a last gasp Louis Sibley goal helped the Rams to a 1-0 win in their relegation 6-pointer against Peterborough. The Rams have won 2 of their last 3 league games and trail 21st place Reading by 5 points. Millwall's game against Blackburn on Saturday was eventually postponed, but the Lions remain in good heart, heading to Derbyshire following back-to-back league wins. The London club are effectively still in this season's wide-open playoff race, but would need to string together a miraculous run from here on in. And they predict Derby 1, Millwall 1. Okay, so that's a draw. They predict a draw. Let's see what David Prutton predicts. What does David Prutton predict? So Wednesday 7:45 live on the Sky Sports Red button, as I've said. What a big win that was for Derby on Saturday, beating a relegation rival to move up another place in the table. The only bad thing for Wayne Rooney's side was that Reading won as well. Millwall saw their game called off late at Blackburn, which would have been frustrating as they were starting to build some momentum again. Still, I'd expect them at least to get a draw at Pride Park. And he predicts 1-1 as well. Now our away form has been a bit shit. This is a game that we could be winning. We probably had a decent chance of getting a result at Blackburn. I would have been happy with a draw at Blackburn. Probably, I think this game will be a draw. But it's a game we probably could be winning, to be honest, yeah. So I'm torn between choosing. If it's going to be a draw, I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw, to be honest, yeah. I think they could probably afford to take a draw. They'll obviously try and win the game, but as you've seen, our 4 of the last 6 results have been 1-0 wins to Millwall, and Derby have trouble scoring against Millwall. We have a pretty decent defence, and it's a case of Garrow had his clean sheet first, especially away from home. Clean sheet first, defend in the first half, then try and score in the second half and win the game. So defending against Derby, I think we should be able to keep a clean sheet against them. And it's just a case of, can they score? Well, they've scored in each of their last 6 home games, so they're probably due not being able to score. Not only that, but their top scorer's out, suspended. Tom Lawrence is missing, so that suggests they might have trouble scoring. Now that Louis Sibley guy, he's probably got a point to prove. He scored the winner the other day against Peterborough, and we bid for him. We made 4 bids for him. Apparently, they all got knocked back. He's probably got a point to prove there. But yeah, I can see it being nil. It's either going to be a 0-0 or it's going to be one of those Millwall turn it on, and it's one of those results that comes out of nowhere, like the Nottingham Forest result where we won 3-0 a couple of years ago or whenever it was. But to be honest, I'm going to go 0-0. That's what I say. Derby 0, Millwall 0. Yeah, I'm going to watch it as well. So that should be fun, watching a 0-0 draw, wouldn't it? So there you go. That is it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.